Good morning. Welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11. You can find me on Twitter at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a first look here at pitching for Friday, the 2nd of June. 13 game main slate with a lot of pitching options. Do have some weather potentially in Boston, Minnesota, and Kansas City. But in general, tonight there's a lot of places that look to be solid for hitting, actually. Um, but yeah, let's dig in because there are quite a few names to be considering tonight. So it's going to be interesting in how we narrow down our pool. Uh, some difficult decisions are going to need to be made, basically. So at the top, we have Otani versus Valdez. We just saw this pitching matchup a couple weeks ago. Uh, Otani's always in play, obviously. Ridiculous numbers overall, ridiculous at home. Uh, he was strong in that game. He took the loss because Valdez just absolutely dominated the Angels. Excuse me. And he, right here, 8 innings with 12 Ks. He's going for 40 plus DK points in 2 out of his last 4 starts. So, based on all this, and considering he is cheaper, I am going to rock with Valdez over Otani as my preferred option in that game. I think both of them are going to be in my pool. I don't know how I could eliminate Otani. I mean, the Houston offense has been better of late, so maybe that factors in a little bit, but it's tough with so many pitching options. Maybe Otani makes the chopping block, but I doubt it at this point. Logan Webb definitely going to be in my pool the way he's pitched at home. Strong numbers. Coming off a great start against Milwaukee. Has really settled in. Was rough to begin the season, but has not allowed more than 2 runs since April 17th. So a month and a half about. So and pitching at home, he's always been at his best pitching in this park. Baltimore does have some power, but losing Cedric Mullins is a big thing. Replacing him with Aaron Hicks, huge difference between the two. So Logan Webb definitely in play. A little shocked to see him more expensive than guys like Luis Castillo, Zach Wheeler, and Clayton Kershaw. The next 3 on the list, all 3 are in play for various reasons. Luis Castillo hasn't been great on the road, which is the worry. Wasn't spectacular against Texas earlier. Did strike out 9, but he struggled a bit. He's allowed 0 runs over his last 2 starts with 18 strikeouts. So we know the upside is there. He's probably one in this grouping that I'd be most likely to fade. And the more that I look here in this grouping, the more I think that he's definitely going to end up on my fade list. Not because I don't think he has the upside. I just don't know that he gets to it often enough compared to the other guys in this group. I know I've been kind of off of Zach Wheeler for much of the year. We did use him a couple times. He's coming off of his best start of the season. His 2 starts before that were pretty bad. But he does get this Washington squad. And he's been even better on the road so far. K numbers are way up on the road. Home runs are down. Walks are way down. So it's really nice to see. Pretty weak opponent, obviously, in Washington. I'm going to take a look at the Vegas numbers. It looks like he's sitting at a minus 175 favorite right now. So pretty strong favorite. It looks like that's actually the largest favorite on the main slate today. So definitely nice to see. So Wheeler's going to be in play for me at his price. Kershaw against the Yankees. I think some might just automatically skip him because it's the Yankees. Some will look at his last couple starts and think that he's just not there, and it could be the case. But four of his last five starts have come on the road, which is hasn't been the best spot for him. He struggled with home runs. K numbers are solid, but at home he's been just absolutely spectacular this season. So I'm all for him. Minus 140 favorite, pretty solid. Uh, Game's got an 8.5 total. Most games are 8.5 or 9 today. So um, yeah, Kershaw's definitely in play for me. I don't fear the Yankees that much. Just realize like 3 starts ago, Kershaw was 11K on a slate. So now we get to use him at 9K. I'm very interested. Merrill Kelly coming off an elite performance. Not going to use him against Atlanta. Verlander against Toronto. Um, Probably not for me, but I am, a little intrigued. I just don't know where his strikeouts are. And if he can't rack up enough strikeouts, I'm just not sure I want to go there. He has been alternating, you know, very good starts with bad starts. So he would be due for a pretty good one, but I don't know. Like the one real offense that he faced, Tampa Bay got to him. Um, so I don't know. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna be off of him, but it feels weird because we see Verlander at 8,600 and we think that that's just a great price for us. Bailey Ober against a Cleveland team that is pretty weak. He did beat them in Cleveland earlier, and I think that probably had to be his best start of this year, and it was. I think he's in play. I really do. Minus 135 favorite right now, so I do wish he was a little cheaper, than 8,400, but that's around the price he has been. So we kind of have to accept that. Um, but right now, he would be somebody I'd consider. Chris Bassitt taking on his former team, the Mets. Um, I want to be interested. His road numbers are ridiculous, allowing 10 home runs in just 33 innings on the road so far. Uh, that's a red flag. He's given up 5 home runs in his last 2 starts. That's worrisome, especially because he had gone on a 3 start streak of allowing 0 runs prior to that. So extremely streaky, and obviously the last 2 starts did come on the road. So he's somebody I want to use, but I have a feeling I'm just not going to get there at this point, uh, based on his splits and recent trends. Savali off of the IL, not going to be interested. I'll dig into him more later in the day, but as of now, I just don't have any interest in an Aaron Savali, even if the Twins do strike out quite a bit. Tyler Glasnow always intrigues me. Always going to be somebody that I play somewhere. Um, Came back and struck out 8 and 4 1/3 against the Dodgers. It was up to 83 pitches. Received is it an extra day off? No. Yeah, he did get an extra day of rest. Um, so you know, I'm always worried about his injury issues, but he's somebody that like can rack up fantasy points really quickly. Obviously, um, 16 fantasy points in just 4 1/3. Very interested in Glass now against the Red Sox. No real interest in Charlie Morton on the road. Been decent on the road this year, but I mean last year his home road splits were pretty extreme. Uh, I'm just not a big Charlie Morton guy. A couple of strong strikeout games over his last 3, but I kind of expect more of a middling performance, kind of like in here, the San Diego Kansas City starts. Maybe run prevention solid, but like the upside, I just don't like the matchup. Maybe I'm just higher on Arizona than most people, but I'm willing to bypass Charlie Morton on the road tonight. And I think, let's take a look at that game real quick. Atlanta is a small favorite, but the game total is at 9. So there should be some runs scored in that one. The pitching matchup is intriguing, but I just don't think we can go there, or need to go there, I should say. John Gray hasn't been great at home, was really good against Seattle in his previous meeting. Uh, over his last 4 starts, he's allowed just 3 runs total. So as he's throwing the ball extremely well, I think we have to consider him based on that. And the fact that Seattle offense overall has been pretty cold. J-Rod is heated up, but a lot of that lineup is pretty cold right now. So uh, gonna have to consider Gray, even though he's better on the road. Waka probably not gonna make my pool just because we have so many options. I don't mind the matchup. He was okay against the Cubs earlier. Has been throwing the ball pretty well. Just 3 earned runs allowed over his last 5 starts. But this 11K outlier, he had a 10K and 11K, and then all of a sudden it's 3 or 4 strikeouts. So maybe, but I doubt it. I really doubt I'm getting there on this slate. Severino has looked pretty good in his 2 starts. K numbers aren't quite there, but it is the Dodgers, so I am probably just going to pass. We're on him against San Diego and against Cincinnati in a showdown slate, but I I just don't want to pick on the Dodgers. I'm sorry. I know some guys can shut them down enough, and there are some strikeouts, but I'm just in his 3rd start back taking on that team. I'll bypass it and I'll look to use him his next time out. Josiah Gray, somebody that I definitely have used. I don't think I'm going to get there. The walks are up. Ks aren't really there. I don't really want to have him walking guys and living dangerously to watch like Schwarber break out and hit 3 bombs today or something. Uh, just not going to get there. Flaherty's going to be in consideration. Pains me to say it. The Pirates' offense is kind of weakened out a bit. Flaherty has been okay in 2 of his last 4. Been really solid in the other 2. With an elite performance against Milwaukee in there. But I'm interested enough at 6,800 that he makes some sense because we have seen an upside game out of him. Dean Kramer, probably not going to get there, but I want to dig in a little bit more to his splits. The ballpark is nice, and that's key for pitching. So I'm going to dig more into his splits just to see because he's a borderline possible use for me tonight. Running out of time here on this video. I think we've kind of gotten to the point. If Clevenger returns against Detroit, I'm not sure. Kind of have to look to see if he made any rehab starts, but I don't think he did. This one's just purely be a matchup thing, but we could see him being limited in pitch numbers, so maybe I'm just not gonna go there. But he's somebody that's cheap enough that might make it. So, but yeah, before we hit the 15-minute mark of this video, if you like what I bring to you each day, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Get notified anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, links will be in the description below. Use promo code RAZ, R-A-Z, for 10% off, or Summer50, I believe, for 50% off your first month. And as always, best of luck, everybody.